This is my third video in my Color and Light series, and I'm going to be talking about sunlight versus blue skylight. Water reflects the colors of the sky. Here on a sunny day, the sky is blue, so the water is blue. On a cloudy day, the sky is a very light color, so the water is light. This is a picture of the beach in the sun and in the shade. And in both cases, the water reflects the clouds and the blue sky. The water is greenish here because it's a combination of the yellow from the sun and the blue from the sky. The tan sand here is brown because it combines with blue from the sky. Here, the tan looks more yellow because it's hit by the yellow sun, and there are no blue tinges because the sunlight is so much more powerful than the blue skylight that it eliminates any blue in the light area. So we have a contrast between the water, which is a light saturated blue-green, versus the shadows here, which are dark, dull, and blue-gray. So we have value contrasts, saturation contrasts, and some color contrasts. Why do you think my daughter's face is purple? It's because the blue skylight combines with the pink of her face to make it purple. The sun is behind us, hitting my grandson's butt, so that looks pink. So anything hit by the sunlight has no blue tints, whereas areas not directly hit by the sun look bluish. This is a picture on a white paper, maybe with a little yellow from the sun. But the shadow is a dark, dull blue-gray. It isn't brown. Brown is a dead color. This is the color you should make your shadows outside. So how is this diffuse blue light created? Well, sunlight hits the atmospheric umbrella, which encircles the Earth, and it contains many little particles that scatter light. And it scatters blue light the most because it has the shortest wavelength. So we get blue light everywhere. When an object blocks the sun so that there's a shadow that's protected from the sun, it still gets the blue from the skylight, but it isn't overwhelmed by the sunlight. So we get blue tinges in the shadow and the shade, but not in the light areas. Shadows tend to be bluer than the shade, and that's because shadows tend to be on horizontal surfaces which receive blue skylight from above. If the shade is on a vertical surface, it receives blue light from the horizon, which isn't as blue as the sky above. So here we have a shadow, which is bluer than the shaded walls. Here again, we're at the beach, either in the sun or in the shade. And this time I want to look at this little wave in the distance and the foam nearby. And in the sun, these two are as white as the clouds, perhaps with a touch of yellow, because they're reflecting the sun. In the shade, however, you can barely see this wave or foam because they're reflecting the blue of the sky. So white things, like waves, reflect the color of the light. So in sunlight, it's a yellow-white that they reflect, and in the shade, it's the blue skylight that they reflect. Here are other examples of light areas reflecting the color of the light. In the sun, we have the white pants and the white foam, and the sand has a yellowish tinge. In the shade, everything has a bluish tinge, so the sand looks like a light blue-gray. In this first example, this lion gets bluish outdoor light that dulls the copper because blue and the orange from the copper are complementary colors. He also receives indoor yellow light that enhances the copper because the yellow and the orange from the copper are analogous colors, and we'll get to that when I talk about colored light. This man has blue light on one side of his face and yellow light on the other side of his face. So in this video, I showed you that shadows and shaded areas outside reflect this blue skylight, but shadows in particular are usually bluer than the shaded areas. And I also showed you that light areas reflect the color of the light. They don't have any blue tinges on them because the sunlight is so much more powerful than the blue skylight that it eliminates any blue tinges in the light area. My next video is about colored light, and remember to subscribe to my channel.